pick our fantasy keepers.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Um, I figure. See, I looked at your team and I picked everybody like for you. Like I got it written down that I know you would go with.
Are we still a two-keeper league?
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Um,
I haven't
honestly,
looked at my
this is
team in years.
more in years. This is more like you might need to help me. Honestly,
Really?
because I don't know. So okay, well, since yours is
Well, I
easier,
got
since yours
I
is
got King
easier,
Henry.
let's talk about yours. So the players I figured, I mean, that even would be considered. I mean, you got like Derrick Henry, obviously, and then your two quarterback. Which can we talk about the fact that your two fantasy quarterbacks are the two quarterbacks you shit on the most in the NFL?
Who's my other quarterback?
Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott.
I have Joe. No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Scroll to the bottom of your team. Yeah. You
What?
got Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. So it's just really funny. Someone who shits, you shit all over these two guys
That's awesome.
weekly. I mean, on a weekly. Just wait.
Yeah, damn
Just
near
wait.
daily basis.
Just wait till the season starts. You're going to be shitting all over them. And you probably did it last year.
I
And that
definitely
whole
did.
time, they were your quarterbacks.
Shows that I don't give a fuck. It shows how much I truly hate them. I mean, there's some players who if they do well for my fantasy team, then it's all love. But not these guys.
But I mean, you have Dak and you have Joe Burrow, and you have Mostert, Mike Evans, Terry. I mean Drake London, George Pickens. You're picking Derrick Henry, but then who else?
I'm picking Henry, and you know,
Do you want to
uh,
now? Do you want to go with? Do you want to pick a quarterback that you know you'll be able to? the-
I mean, I think I would keep one of my quarterbacks, either Joe or Dak. Probably Joe, and then that way I have an option to draft another quarterback and know that I'm solid with mine.
Okay, okay. So
And I know I'm solid at running back, and I can just throw on extra guys.
you're solid at running back. So you're leaning towards Joe over Dak in the second keeper slot.
Yeah, and it also depends on like the fuck they're doing with CeeDee Lamb.
Can you pull that up? Actually, I wanted to make sure because they were saying something about talks being like being close. There was talks about them being close to a contract, but then there was no report, like an official like report of that. So I do want to make sure that
I mean, CD will. They'll pay him. He'll play,
yeah,
um, and he'll play well. But I don't know if I trust Dallas's team. I still don't like Dak.
Dak is also that stat padding god.
He is. No,
Like
I know.
so like fantasy wise, I mean he's gonna chuck up a touchdown.
That's true. And I mean, he's playing in a much easier division. So yeah, I'm split between the two. It says positive contract negotiations have been reported, and that was 3 hours ago. So.
Okay, so there were I
Um,
guess they are closer to a contract. I guess if that's what positive talks means.
but yeah, I mean, this has happened for the past few seasons where everyone comes out and they say contracts not this, not that, whatever, and then it just gets settled. Sometimes they'll request a trade or whatever the fuck, but I don't know.
But back
I
to
still
the
don't think that Ayuk is going anywhere.
oh no, Brandon Ayuk is probably not like you said, probably a Niner,
Yeah,
if not a Commander, if not a Steeler. Uh,
sure.
but back to the keepers though. So I was saying though, you say Joe Burrow, but I kind of feel like in the fantasy world, okay, in like the NFL world, it's like you're probably picking if fantasy points were determined by like how good of a winner you were,
Yeah,
it'd probably go to Joe Burrow. Not
sure.
probably, it would.
So yeah, Dak
Um,
averaged about 32 points a game last year. Burrow averaged 25.
and I know it sounds crazy, but I think Joe might be more injury prone as of right now.
I mean, but Dak's still mildly injury prone. But yeah, as of right now, for sure.
But as of right now, I mean, Joe just got cleared for everything from his wrist, and
But the thing is, I'm not too pressed about, I guess, who I have at QB with between these two because I mean it's not till I guess a few rounds in that guys are going to be starting to snag quarterbacks up.
Well, you got to also think how many people in our league are going to also keep a quarterback. So how many quarterbacks will be available is the question.
That is true.
You know, whoever you got to think whoever has CJ Stroud is keeping CJ Stroud. Whoever has Lamar is keeping Lamar. Whoever has probably even like down to like probably the top 15 quarterbacks off the list are probably going to be somebody's keeper.
Well, I have 2 top 15 quarterbacks. Just matter which one do I keep. Dak can go piss himself in Silicon
I
Jail.
might have to go back and watch our like top 10 or 15 videos see if that.
I didn't put Joe top 5. I didn't put Dak top 10. I mean, maybe we put Dak at 10.
Dak cracked the top 10.
I think Dak hit 10.
Dak.
And I think Burrow deserves to be inside the top 10. But by no means do.
You are a flipper. You do not.
No, I'm not flipping. I'm just not talking wild shit on him right now. But I'm just saying, yeah, they're both top 10 quarterbacks or around there, at least top 15.
Yeah.
I still hate the both of them.
Yeah, well,
I just don't know which one to keep.
So okay, down.
I don't have to make this decision today, no.
No. I'm really just making it a topic. This could be something that we think about for the next 5 episodes.
Sure.
But it's more.
I mean, I'm going to think about it every day.
I might need you to help me.
Yeah, let me pull your person up.
So, I do have Josh Allen. I figure that's.
We like Josh.
That's someone I need to keep. Now, later on, either this episode or next episode, we will be discussing the Bills and how we feel about them. And I got a couple of things coming up, but I think just like I said, fantasy wise, Josh is going to be able to put up the numbers.
Yeah, like regardless of how bad they could be next year, he'll score fantasy points. He'll throw some picks and fuck up. And
I mean, Diggs there or not, he's going to be throwing that fucking ball up.
They're going to be whipping that bitch for sure.
He's going to be throwing that ball up. So
he'll be running for touchdowns.
But then the question
now
is,
it gets confusing with your team.
After that, so my top keepers right now, it looks like it's Devontae Adams, George Kittle, Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift, Rashad Bateman.
Did I give you Kenneth last year? Did we trade?
Maybe.
Or did you have?
Maybe.
Did I have Kenneth? No, I had Kenneth the year before. I think.
I'm not sure, but so I would say Kenneth is off the list.
Yeah.
I would say Bateman is off.
Yeah. Dre Greenlaw.
I mean, so I'm definitely considering Kittle. I mean, just the red zone target and the touchdown fantasy points, just all that, and Brock Purdy just being the type of quarterback that needs to rely on that tight end. I definitely.
I mean, Kittle had a weird year last year, but still put up 13 points a game.
Now letting Devontae Adams go, not in hindsight, but I mean, it does sound crazy, but like with who's gonna be throwing the ball next year,
it's gonna be Gardner Minshew, and there's no one to really pull the double team away from him.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna let
nothing else on that team is scary.
And then, I guess so. Najee and DeAndre Swift. So, man. So
is Swift gonna be splitting time with anybody?
We're in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. Can we pull up?
They don't still have Tariq Cohen, huh?
Can we pull up that? That was a pull.
Was that a wild pull?
I don't know. Was he a Bear last year?
Doubt it. That's
you
just.
Pull that up.
I don't pay attention to Bears football.
Can I pull up Tariq Cohen? That
he might be out of football.
That is a hilarious name. That is
Khalil Herbert.
Okay, he's a running back for the Jets. Okay, so that is a name. There you go. I'll give it to you. You pulled his name up, and he was. He hasn't been in the league since 2020. Since he's a Jet now. But before that, he was on Chicago in 2020. I don't know where that 3-year gap Was.
You telling me we had a 3-year gap with this guy?
Yeah, but injury battles and all that.
2021, yeah. And
But
then he
either
was a
way,
Panther last year, the practice squad. So yeah, I'm about 3 to 4 years back on
yeah,
Bears
the running back
team.
room
But yeah,
for sure.
Khalil Herbert. So not really too much of a split.
Uh, he'll be
It's a
splitting
decent
probably
split.
more than Najee.
I feel like Najee was getting split last year.
The real question is, do either of them get picked over Kittle?
I mean, where else are we looking in that tight end world, honestly? Because
That's a good question, and also it's like, who's the
does what's her
most?
face have Andrews?
Yep. So Mark Andrews is off the board, but who's the most?
Whoever has Kittle is. I mean, not Kittle. Kelsey is probably going to keep Kelsey, depending.
I mean, the most
It's going to be tough to.
expendable player or position on offense for fantasy.
Mhm.
It's running back.
Yeah.
I mean, you can throw. There's so many different names.
And
In
yeah,
the
it's
league.
usually the weakest spot for most people's teams is that tight end spot.
So yeah, I thought it was gonna be kind of hard, but I do think I might end up going Kittle over either of my running backs, and I mean, I'm honestly gonna take. I'd rather take the chance in just having to draft new running backs, or even catching one of these in the draft again. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's also there's also a chance in that, but
And I mean, there's a lot of running backs who sometimes have breakout years, or just new young guys who don't get picked up early, and you can find them on a
and there's just
whatever
and
type of deal.
and then you got teams like the Chargers, like you know,
Yeah.
you might one person has J.K., one person has Gus.
Yeah.
One day J.K. might, and that's the thing with the Ravens. It's like, or now with the Chargers, now it's like you might have a day where J.K. runs for 80 yards and a touchdown, but at the same time Gus scored 2 touchdowns at the goal line, and it's like you just
Sure.
have a good production day from both running backs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
But no, I don't hate Kittle. Because I mean, especially if Ayuk leaves, he'll be put more into that offense. But I can see him being used a little bit more this year than they did use him last year.